Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I designed my icon for the UI challenge. It was very easy and I actually decided to be selfish and not make just like a regular icon, but to make something that represented me so that I could make a banner for my LinkedIn page and my YouTube page. So if you want to do that too, go for it. For this design challenge, we are meant to design an app icon. Now it can be for any brand or product. You can completely make it up. It's totally up to you. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So my banner looks like this. It is a bunch of K-looking elements that kind of look a bit like flowers or butterflies. And I also put them into a screen just for dribble to show what the icon looks like. Here it is just simple with no borders. And then here it is with my kind of YouTube inspired TV outline. So yeah, this is it. And I'm gonna go over quickly how I made this. And again, if you don't know, the plugin that I used to make this mockup is called Clay Mockup 3D. Right. As always, the first thing that you should do is look for sources of inspiration, because you want to look at how are they using shadows? How are they making these shapes? Is there a way that I can think of to make this myself? So, for example, I decided that I really liked the Figma and YouTube icons. And just by looking at it, I know that I have to use rounded corners. It doesn't look completely flat, like it looks a little bit bubbly like the claymorphic style. So I'm gonna have to bring out my edges a bit. Also, if I want these type of rounded corners and some flat corners, I need to play with my corner radiuses. So this is what I ended up doing. I really just was playing around with different styles. I'm just going to quickly show you how to make this one. So this might not apply to you, but I feel like you should still just play around with it, even though your name probably doesn't start with a K, just so that you understand how to manipulate the different elements and use the different tools. So I just made a rectangle. And what I'm gonna do is round my corners. So I wanna only affect one or two of the corners as opposed to all of them. So I'm not gonna use this button, I'm gonna use this button. And I only just discovered this yesterday, but when you click on the different number fields, there's a picture on the side that shows you which corner you're doing. I did not notice this for probably like a year. So I'm telling you now, so you don't have to keep clicking and changing corners because you feel like you're flying blind, but it is actually just in on the left. So it makes it a lot easier. So as you can see, I have a really rounded top left corner and bottom right corner. So let me find the top left, it's this one. I'm just going to increase the corner radius until it's at the point that I like. So I'll do it here, and then I will copy and also do it in my bottom right corner. And there you have it. You have your first part of your K. And I'm just going to duplicate, and then I'm going to rotate it. Now if you hold down shift while you rotate, it'll rotate it at increments. So I'll do it like this one. And my shape is obviously huge, so I'm going to bring it down and thin it out a little bit. And then I'm going to duplicate it again. And then I'm going to flip vertical and bring it down. And let's see if I can, there we go. And there you have it. Now just play around with the rotation and everything to get it placed the way that you want, and then you can group everything together so that when you move it around, everything stays intact. Now, as for the background, you'll just grab a rectangle, the square tool, and draw a rectangle. And then we're going to round the corners I'm going to be very dramatic because YouTube has a very dramatic corner. And then to make it a bit more bubbly and not completely straight like this, you just have to double click on, oops, the square and then look for the midpoint. So here's my midpoint. I'm going to click and then I'm going to drag out. And you're going to essentially do this to every corner, but don't forget to add a slight bend. So you're going to click the bend tool, click your point so that it's more smooth. And you'll just add this to every side and it'll look like this shape. Now, if you're curious how I got this fun gradient effect, all I did was I clicked into the element. I went to the fill. Now, usually our fill is defaulted at a solid color, but I put it at linear, and then I just replaced these two squares with the color that I wanted. So for here, I chose yellow, and then for here, I chose purple, and it'll auto gradient it itself. And you could change it to whatever color you want. Like I could change it to green and blue, for example. I don't like that, so I'm going to change it back. And you're going to do it to all of the elements. And for here, this is essentially just an inner stroke. So instead of having it at a center stroke, which is the default, I put it at inside. So like if I left it at the default, it would be here, but you'll see it kind of cuts off on that part that we kind of bubbled out. And this is what it looks like outside. Terrible. So we'll leave it at inside to follow the shape of the actual element. And then I did the same thing. I just had the color set to linear, and you can actually drag these around. So I put it from top left corner to bottom right, but I could put it here and it would change, you know, where the color changes have their effect. And if it's defaulted at 2, so one on this end and one on this end, and if you want inner colors too, all you have to do is click into this area. So I can just add another one here if I'd like, but I don't want that, so I'm gonna undo. And that is how you make the color gradient. And this is just what my banner looked like after I made it, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like on LinkedIn and YouTube. So this is my LinkedIn banner. So cute. And here is my YouTube banner. I just wanted to use colors that I had already been using on the page. Very fun, in your face, colorful, happy, and there you have it, guys.
You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for supporting me and the channel. I will see you guys next time. Bye!